Stroke is the #4 cause of death, and someone in the U.S. has a stroke about once every 40 seconds. Joining us to share more is Angela Smith from Holyoke Hospital to help educate us and to let us know how we can prevent this from happening. World Stroke Day is on October 29th, Angela.
That's right.
And it's a day to celebrate survivors and caregivers and those who make a difference.
Yeah, it's a day to recognize that, bring awareness to the diagnosis of stroke, and I just thought I'd swing by on my way to work today. I'm in my scrubs ready to go, but yeah, I just wanted to bring awareness, and I thank you for having me on the show today. And I know we've talked a little bit off camera, and it's just important for people to understand the symptoms of a stroke or what a stroke is.
The signs, and I think that the one thing that we hear about all the time is that time is everything. Every second matters, and people need to recognize what those signs are, and so that they know what they need to do to help someone if they are having a stroke.
That's right. So it's really important. And when you're having a stroke, it usually is, if you think of yourself as a house, the blood vessels in your brain can either be blocked or burst, and that's pretty much what a stroke is. It's similar to a heart attack. And just being aware of those symptoms, the word FAST, we use that acronym, and not only do we want you to react fast, we want you to recognize the symptoms, face, if something wrong with your face, your arm, your speech, and time means get to the hospital as soon as possible. And we've talked a little bit about calling an ambulance and making sure you get there. It is covered, your insurance, I think we talked about, don't make it a barrier. Get there and let us at the hospital take care of you, because that's what we're there for, and we're really looking for that recognition right away to recognize the symptoms and then put you through our array of CAT scans and blood work.
And to find out what caused this. Why did this
That's
happen?
what happens. People don't realize when they're having a stroke at home or a TIA, and I say take immediate action, TIA, and what we want people to recognize is that just to seek, come in and let us know and look at what caused that, because sometimes the symptoms will go away, but inevitably they'll come back again. You're 3 times more likely to have a stroke within a month or so when you have those symptoms, so we have to look at the cause.
Right, exactly. And I think it's important to know how we can reduce our risk of having a stroke. What are things that we can control? Knowing that we do have some control, what can we do to try to prevent it?
Right, and the things that we can control are, #1 is blood pressure. People need to keep their blood pressure in an acceptable range. The ranges keep changing a little bit, but the 120/80 is a benchmark. And watch your cholesterol, stop smoking, watch your diabetes. You want to be able to keep yourself in good physical condition, exercise, mobility, hydration. There's lots of little different things, heart disease, things that affect. It's really, if you're on medication, you need to take the medication. Some people don't need medicines. They think they can manage it on their own, but now there's medicines that really do make a difference, and they really do help, minimize that stroke risk and then minimize the symptoms. If you have a stroke, it's that #1 for disability, and that's what we're preventing, is people to, that disability.
Right, so it's a #1 cause of disability, is that right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And that's exactly what you're trying to do, is make sure people know how they can lower their risk and the symptoms, so that you can minimize that.
Correct.
The outcome. And that's really why you're here, educating, raising awareness, so we can all help each other to be healthy live healthy lives.
And today, in Wednesday, it'll be recognized around the world, and there's big strides made in stroke, more than there ever was before, so people need to be aware of that.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Angela.
Right.
Nice
Thank
to have you
for
here.
having
And
me.
Wednesday we will recognize that, and every day, of course, as well.
That's right.
Thank
All
you
right,
for
thank
being
you.
here. Wonderful.